Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is your weekly news and pre-order video covering all of the new releases from Games Workshop. I want to say a massive thank you to all of you members that support the channel and everybody that uses the Element Games affiliate link. I think a couple of weekends ago I was debating whether to release a video on some Nike Air Jordan 4 cave stones. I think they're going to be sort of slept on is the phrase sneakerheads use, which is fine because it means that there's plenty to go around for everyone. In fact, I'd rather have sneakers and trainers be slept on, because there's nothing worse than a trainer coming out and you don't have the finances for it, and then it gets sold out within a few days, and then you miss your chance, you miss your shot, and it's very much like Warhammer in that respect. However, I think that happens more often than not with Warhammer, especially with the kill team that was up for pre-order 2 weeks ago. But nonetheless, this video getting almost 1,000 views, and some of my other trainer videos getting 1,000 views, has kind of cemented me making more sneaker content, more trainer content. There's a lot of sneakers that I haven't made any videos of this year, and I don't think I will go back and do like an unboxing, even though I keep all the boxes. But they will probably feature in like a collection video at some point. I don't have a lot of sneakers and trainers, so maybe that's a good thing, that you get to see, someone who's just getting into collecting them, the start of their collection, and see how it goes from there. But yeah, the plan isn't to build a huge collection or anything like that. But then again, it never was for Warhammer, was it? So anyway, enough about trainers and sneakers and things. Let's get onto the Warhammer community website and we'll have a look at all of these news articles. So if we go back a week ago to the 6th of September, we had a look at the pre-orders. I went through them all and their prices. Essentially, it was Codex Imperial Knights, which is a lovely artwork there of that knight. This one, not so much, I didn't find. And then we had the new Knight Questoris. Is it the Defender? Just a reboxing of the one box. You can build all of these, and then the other box builds the Knight Preceptor Canis Rex, and I think it builds Knight Paladin, Crusader, Warden, Errant, Gallant, or Chaos Knight Despoiler. So you can build a Chaos Knight in one of these. I don't think it has any other Chaos Knight heraldry and things, but there we go. Then you had the data sheets and the dice, which look very familiar if you're an Imperial Fist collector or player. Then we've also had Aethon Sharn, which is kind of like Shrike. He's the new leader, really, of the Raven Guard. I have pre-ordered him. I'm not a big fan of these ribbons, I have to say. I think they're just pompous. I don't think they serve any purpose. Also not a fan of the lightning claws, but there we go. But I have pre-ordered him, and you'll get to see him next weekend. Also had the Combat Patrol Raven Guard. Odd choice. I would have had 10 jump pack, but yeah, I can understand they're quite, they're in the shadows and they're quite sneaky, so they've got these. Maybe I would have had some of those exfiltrators or whatever they're called, the snipers. And then we've got a really silent Dreadnought battle suit. Darnath Lysander, quite a meh, boring pose in my opinion. The original version of him, and I've said this before, had much more of an impact. I think he's on the wrong angle. He should be kind of walking upwards rather than sort of downwards down this little slope thing. But again, like Sharn, I have pre-ordered him, so we'll get to see him on the channel soon. You've got the Combat Patrol Imperial Fists. Only 5 Terminators and some normal Intercessors and a Command Squad, which, yeah, if you don't already have that Command Squad, it kind of shoehorns you in. It's a little bit different than having one character and a load of, generic units and troops. The saving grace is that captain, who's a really, really decent captain, but I prefer the Stern Guard set. They're better. You got way more options and things. And then we've got some dice, questionable. The colours are all over the place with the dice this past week. But yeah, questionable that it's like a Tiffany blue or teal colour. They can definitely make the colour white. And then Imperial Fists, yeah, perfect dice. The only bad thing I've got to say about them, like all dice, is you only get 16 instead of 20, and it's pretty much 20 quid now. Sekitar Robots, yeah, if they're your cup of tea, it's fine. Grandmaster in Nemesis Dreadnought, again, yeah, I don't think I'll ever get a baby carrier. Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team, we've got a Kill Team beginner set. Yeah, maybe. I'd like to be given one of these just to, you know, unbox it and review it and, you know, see how much of a beginner set it really is. But I don't know, like, they do beginner sets for 40k and, you know, things like that. Maybe they'll do a beginner set of Horus Heresy. I doubt it. It's too complicated now, isn't it? Anyway, Kill Team approved Ops card pack 2025. And then the Hobbit, you've got a Hunt for the Arkenstone, and then White Dwarf, 10 Years of Age of Sigmar. And then Black Library, we've got Caiaphas or Caiaphas Kane, the Anthology by Sandy Mitchell. And then I think a couple of books in German and French. Yeah, I need to get Eidolon at some point. I heard it's all right. Then the very next day on the Sunday, and this happens every Sunday about 6 p.m, we had the preview, and I didn't, unfortunately, this week have much time to do many things. You know, I didn't release a video on Wednesday and Friday, so apologies about that. But I'm up and running again, so hopefully there'll be a video. Well, obviously there's a video today, but video tomorrow and a video Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So the Sunday preview, the Helsmiths of Hashut and Necromunda Enforcers. So these are the new pre-orders today. I'm not sure. I think if I didn't have an Age of Sigmar army and or I hadn't bought any Age of Sigmar this year, which I have bought Soulblight Gravelords, then I probably would pick these up. They look quite nice. This is the army set. In my opinion, it would have been better if they have the codex or the battle tome, you know, just to the right to show the full box art, which isn't really box art. It just looks like a picture of them, but oh well. For an army set, it's a very, very small number of minis. That's almost like a combat patrol in my opinion. But yeah, you get this dude, you get these dudes, and you get this big chunky dude, and you also get this cannon thing. Looks great. I like them. Also, you got Spearhead, Death Rattle Tomb Host. Quite a lot of minis there. But it's, you know, something we've seen in like the battle set and the combat patrol in a way. You got the Spearhead Snarlpack Hunters. I'd really like to pick this set up because it has all of the minis that I kind of missed, and it's got some single riders as well, those Snarlfang riders and the chariots. All it's missing is the HQ, so I would like to pick this up at some point, but yeah, I don't know how long this will stay. Spearheads. Necromunda Bastions of Law. You've got the Palanite Enforcer Captains and Sergeants with those doggos, the Cyber Mastiffs, they're called. And then you've got the Palanite Enforcer Weapons and Upgrades. Quite a lot of items there. Snipers, flamers, pistols. Palanite Enforcer Haunts. They look quite cool. Remind me of the those Mechanicus dudes with the electro priests or whatever they're called. Palanite Companions, okay, and then Ashwing Helamites. That's quite cool. And then Necromunda, and then you've got the Bastions of Law cards and dice. How many dice do you get though? Like 8. 8 dice. Made to order Space Wolves. So this week we had made to order Space Wolves, Ragnar. Yes, that's what we want. And then Black Library, we've got Saints of the Imperium Special Edition. I don't know if these books have been out before. I lose track with all the special editions of the books that they've been making. Arena of Death for Warhammer Plus, and then Deep Strike. And that was it, so for last Sunday. Then throughout the week, of course, we would have had articles about Helsmiths. So you've got this one that focuses on, well, on the whole thing. I mean, I really like that dragon creature thing. Minotaur dragon, demon smith. Yeah, look at that. I think that's one of the best minis that they've brought out for a while. It's just the painting. I don't know how they get that paint scheme. Hopefully they'll give us like a video or something to show us. I like kind of the dwarven mechanical stuff. It reminds me a little bit of what you find in the Elder Scrolls, really. Then the next day, I think it was the next day. No, it was the same day. That Monday. Lady Malice stands tall over the new codex Drukhari. So she's had a glow up. So you've got this Archon of the Poison Tongue. She looks very, very, how can I put it, glamorous for a Dark Eldar, for a Drukhari. Almost like a princess from Age of Sigmar or something, rather than a Archon of a race that is sadistic in pleasure through pain. It's just, I mean, the armor is there, the sword is there, maybe even the hair is there, but yeah, I mean, the fan with the blades on, yeah, probably, I don't know, but she's just very pretty. And yet, you've then got an Archon miniature. Very nice Archon miniature. Again, I mean, maybe not this one, but these look very, very bright, very non-grim dark, and it just, yeah, reiterates my point sometimes that I make, that 40k is very cartoonish, very bright in colours. It's almost like it's appealing to, you know, I don't know, a demographic that is attracted by bright, shiny kind of things and colours and big robots and stuff, as opposed to, oh, this is just all grim dark. Which, yeah, I can understand that, but how far are you going to go? You know, in who you're trying to attract to the hobby. That's the main thing, isn't it? I mean, but then again, look at that cover art. That's quite a nice grimdark cover art, I have to say. It's nothing like those two miniatures that they just showcased. And then you've got these, but even that is quite light, isn't it? Quite light in tone. But yeah, that's the miniatures that we've seen. I don't know whether these are new. They don't look new. So hopefully that's not the only two miniatures that we get. The first time you'll catch the Killer Kingpin is in a battle force. So, oh, I hate it when they do this. Another paywall. If you want that Archon, you've got to get the battle force. So disappointing, isn't it? My heart sinks every time I see that they paywalled good new miniatures. The Rumour Engine, 9th of September. Let's have a gander at this. So, yeah, that's definitely like 40k, or I doubt it's Horus Heresy, but it looks more 40k with some kind of shotgun thing. Could be Necromunda. Bastions of Lord Designer Notes, upholding the Pax Helmore. Helsmiths of Hashut, forged in fire, built for victory. Another look at the Demon Smith, and those, they are quite big units, aren't they? I think they're bigger than Contemptor Dreadnoughts. Goes through how they play and some of their rules. Oh, and then he's got of course he's got a alternate build. Uruk-Tar, the first Demon Smith. They seem to do that a lot with the army's like main unit now. You have like alternate builds. You've got the Helsmiths of Hashut Round Table, Desolate Dawn of these Dark Duardin, or Duardin. Sigma's Toll, watch episode 1 of the all-new animated series, so yeah, you can go watch that. Helsmiths of Hashut Round Table again, the internal artifice of the new miniatures. So we'll just have a little gander at this. So yeah, I like the scenery, I like what they've done there. Very, very cool. So yeah, there's this dude and some of these. Yeah, I'll probably, if I could, collect an army of them. I do like those. 12 multiple kit bushes with the Minotaurum container, because heaven knows we all have multiples of these. I like this one. Kind of like a... it's a trading post, yeah. And then the stores by, knocking open a couple of these, and these open, like. You've got a cargo from Katachan. Got some various flora around. You got this. Very inventive with these. Oh, look at that. That's amazing. Oh, okay. I see what they've done there. They've got some kind of cargo lift holder. Yeah, very nice. I like them. I like articles like that. I hope that they bring out more articles where they show more kit bashes and things of not just from the design team but from the community as well. That would be really, really great. You've got some more about the deep lore. Starting a Black Templars army for some reason. Maybe it's to coincide with the Black Templars skin and the release of the Season Pass 2 for Space Marine 2. I don't know, but yeah. I do like these. Odd time to release this. It really is. That is just an incredible piece of artwork. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, I do like articles like this where they go through, painting and the colours used, and then, what you can pick up. You've got Terminator squads there. The characters themselves, I've got all of those. I don't think I've got the Crusade Ancient. I do have both of those novels, I think. Oh, I definitely have Broken Crusade, yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of those articles. I want to see more of those in future. Warhammer events coming to more countries than ever this year. So, a little look at those. Oh wow, you've got Australia. That's the PAX. You've got London GT Grand Narrative. You've got the Las Vegas Open. You've got the New York Comic Con. The Paris Wargame Expo. Spiel Essen. GT Talavera. I guess that's in Spain. And the WCW Grand Narrative. So yeah, quite a few places that go in. Armies on Parade. The clock is ticking for submissions. Chronicles of Ruin, Forged in Darkness. So that is just a little short story. And then Helsmiths of Hashut Roundtable, Forging the Rules of Ruination. And then Helsmiths of Hashut, brought to life by the wider Warhammer community. And then Warhammer 40,000 Balance data slate arrives a little early. It was available for some people on Warhammer 40,000, the app, today. They then released it. And here are all the data slate updates. Quite a lot. So yeah, they're all updated yesterday. So you can browse those. And that was it for all the news. So not a huge amount of news this week. As I said last week, the week before even, the update for Space Marine 2 was out. I've been playing it a fair bit to try and, grind. Yeah, I don't know about that. They've got a new token system, which thankfully you don't have to spend money to get. If they did that, I'd probably sack the game off, most likely. But yeah, you can still earn it. But if you are able to do the normal and the hard stratagem every day, you would have unlocked all of the kind of legendary or heroic or whatever they are variants of some of the weapons. And there is a new mission to go through as well. Right, let's go on over to Games Workshop's web store and have a look at all of these Helsmiths of Hashut. Okay, and here we are on Games Workshop's web store, and there's an advert there of Helsmiths of Hashut, or Hashut, and there's some advert there of some of the spearhead. And so if we just go to new and exclusive or pre-orders, and we go how to low. Right, so Helsmiths of Hashut, that's out of stock already, which is a little bit odd because it is still available at third-party sellers as of 11:30 today. So yeah, interesting. Despite the mini count, it's sold out. So you know, brand new army, these kind of chaos dwarves. Lovely artwork there, though, absolutely gorgeous for the army book. But it's not even 100 pages, doesn't look like. 90 pages, wow, very, very short book. Always like to see books being at least 100 pages, but you're getting a war despot, a dominator engine with immolation cannons, and a tormentor bombard, and then 11 infernal cohort miniatures. And then you're getting that book. You're getting 32 Helsmiths of Hashut War Scroll cards. So is there 32 units? Probably not, because there's probably like all the spells and things. And then you get the transfer sheet, 450 transfers, and then the battle tome. So 220 plastic components. Not many components at all, 220 for a whole army set. A lot of the time, one unit or one kit is about, you know, between 150 200 pieces. So not many miniatures at all. 14 minis. The book, the cards. Would have been nice if they threw in some dice because of the lack of number of miniatures in this set. 120 as well is, it's about the right price. I mean, normally army sets are about 120 or so, aren't they? You know, that book now, you can easily say that that's half the price of the set, about 60 quid. We don't know how much this Dominator engine will be, but that's probably going to be about 50. So that's the set right there, the book and him, let alone the cannon, the HQ, and the unit, as well as the cards are normally about 20 something pounds, aren't they? So yeah, that's the new. So that's the new product this week, the main new product. We've got the Knights from last week. We've got the Combat Patrols from last week. The Saints of the Imperium limited edition, £100. So £100 for this. Wow, £100. It's crazy. 3 books though, so I guess you could say they're just over £30 each. So that's sort of worth it. You know, books are normally between £40 and £45 for these editions, and it is signed as well. You've got the page keepers, so you don't need to carry bookmarks either. I like the whole look of these, but yeah, sold out £100 for that set. You got the Spearhead, Soulblight Gravelords. I think this is new for this week, and so is the Gloomspite Gits. Soulblight Gravelords, there's no reason for me to get this set. If you haven't picked up Soulblight Gravelords, then this is a decent way of getting a lot of miniatures. £87.50 for this set. You're getting 40 minis, a White King, 5 Barrow Knights, 10 Barrow Guard, 20 Death Rattle Skeletons with 4 Tombstones, and yes, 287 plastic components. But the main thing is you're getting the new minis in this. You know, you're getting the is the new White King, that is new, I think, and the Barrow Guard are new, and so are the Barrow Knights. They're all new, so it's kind of like the army set, but I guess I don't know whether it was repackaged, because I think it did sell out, didn't it? But yeah, obviously they've got the sprues and things, and yeah, they've packaged it into this set. £87.50 is, you know, with a discount, you're probably looking at about £70, which isn't too bad. Gloomspite Gits also get their Spearhead, which again would be about £70. This time it's a Snarl Pack 1, and you're getting 11 minis. You're getting a Snarl Boss, 2 Wolfgit Retinue, 2 Sunstealer Wheelers, and 6 Snarlpack Cavalry. 232 plastic components for these. Yeah, very nice. So 6 Snarlpack Cavalry, 2 Wheelers, they're the Wheelers, 6 Cavalry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 Wolfgit Retinue, so I guess these are Wolfgits, and then that main one there would be the Snarl Boss. Would have been nice if we had the Sun Chomper. That would have been nice to have him in there, but he is £37 separately, so I think 50 quid for all this is just, yeah, I don't think they'd ever do that. But anyway, yeah, you can get that set for 70 with a discount. You got the codex from last week, you've got the Nemesis Dread Knight still there, you've got the standard codex. Necromunda Bastions of Law is new for this week, £31.50 for that. And that consists of 128 pages. You've got the Ashwing Hellamites, £31.50. I'm seeing a theme here for all the Necromunda products, £31.50 for all of them. Interesting, so you get a little different head for one of them, and it consists of 46 plastic components. You've got the Palanite Enforcer Captains and Sergeants, £31.50 for them, with the Cyber Mastiffs. They look pretty cool. You've got the Sectile Robots from last week. You've got the Palanite Enforcer Haunts. This is an expert kit, £29.50, so these would be resin. Doesn't look like you get many options for posability. But yeah, Forge World resin, 25 components. It's about right, £29.50 for them. Aethon Shan is actually out of stock, interesting. Lysander is still there. Palanite Companions, again, expert kit, £26.50 for these two. So if you want these companions, work out to be about £13 each. It's all right. Raven Guard dice set, despite the teal colour, they're out of stock, so the Imperial Fists. But I suppose you could proxy the Imperial Knight set if you missed out on the Imperial Fists for the same price. They're still available. You got the cards from last week. The Kill Team Approved Ops Card Pack 2025. They're up for pre-order today, £15. You've got the Bastions of Law dice set, £13.50 for those 8 dice. You've got the Bastions of Law Gang Tactics cards for £13. You got the Cyathus Kane Anthology, I think that was last week, pre-order for £10, and then you got the White Dwarf 516. So that's it for the pre-orders. So it's mainly Necromunda, a lot of Necromunda stuff, and it's mainly the Age of Sigmar 2 Spearheads, as well as the brand new faction, brand new army for Age of Sigmar, the Helsmiths of Hashut army set, which is, of course, already out of stock. Probably went out of stock within an hour, and yeah, so if you're holding out for that, yeah, that's a bit disappointing. Yet again, classic example of Games Workshop forcibly not building, not making enough of a product. Honestly, their finance section must be like livid, like every single week. The amount of lost sales that this company is bleeding. And the more times this happens and people can't get hold of products, the more times they just go, you know what, I'll just spend 120 quid on a new pair of trainers, or put it towards a watch, or you know, pay for food for a week. Things like that. It's just like, yeah, there's only so many times hobbyists, no matter how passionate you are, will get disheartened and, yeah, spend their money elsewhere where there is enough stock or product, and they very rarely get that same negative feeling about something that they're really positive about. But anyway, that's a topic for another video. What do you guys think of all the pre-orders and the news? What do you think of these spearheads for Age of Sigmar? What do you think of the Helsmiths of Hashut army set? Maybe, just maybe, next weekend we'll have the Fellblade. It's supposed to be a summer of Horus Heresy, remember? And so far all we got was the Saturn Line army set, and then, you know, those minis released separately. But that was the summer. It's autumn now. Words are free. You judge a company by its actions. But thank you for watching my video today. The Emperor Protects.